A wise woman once said, when they go low, we get high, or something like that. Well, tonight on Nightcap with Erica, we are celebrating marijuana mommies, black women making an impact on the cannabis industry. We got Cannabis Cutie, Cannabis Noir, Oracle Infused, and Botanicals tonight on Nightcap with Erica. Hey, it's Erica from the south side of the Chi, and I just completed the 2020 census. If you're not counted in, you'll be counted out. And I don't know about you, baby, but I want to be in, not out. What are you waiting for? Take the census. Go to 2020census.gov. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Nightcap with Erica. It's Friday night, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling really good right now. I'm just like on cloud nine. Who knows why? But I'm happy the weekend is here. The week is over. I don't know about y'all, but I didn't have a rough week, but I was doing a lot. As a matter of fact, sometimes I feel like I'm working harder now home quarantine than I was even before. So yeah, happy Friday, y'all. I'm feeling good. Let me know where you are, what you're doing, and what you're sipping on. You know, it's nightcap, so we all are having a nightcap together. I have my Creative Click cocktail. You know, it's a Chicago-based company. They deliver it to you. You order your drinks, show them love. I'm gonna be ghetto and drink right out of this. I probably shouldn't even be drinking tonight, because tonight is not about drinks. Tonight is about cannabis. I remember being little and I would hear that song by Rick James called Mary Jane. And I'm in love with Mary Jane. She is my main thing. She makes me feel, I don't know the words. Anyway, I would hear that song, and as a child, I didn't know what the hell he was singing about. I thought it was a bitch named Mary Jane and he liked her. But it was about something else. It was about, let me move my seat over. It was about Rick James' love for Mary Jane. And he's not the only one. A lot of y'all out there love it. And tonight's show is called Marijuana Mommies. And it's my ode to amazing, brilliant Black women, women of color that are making waves in the cannabis industry. And, you know, a lot of times folks like to shut us out and keep us out of things, but sisters are not having it at all. They're entrepreneurs, they're educators, they're advocates, they're fighting for social justice reform, they're owning dispensaries, they're creating product. And we're going to talk to them tonight about this whole thing. I ate an edible tonight for the first time. So there you go. I mean, yep. And this shit is great. And that's all I have to say about that. Now, who I got it from is even greater. Let me put the information up right quick. You know, I do usually on Saturdays, I do a small business shout out, but tonight I'm doing it because I want to show love to a friend of mine that owns a company called Mary Jane Edibles. And she let me taste some of her amazing stuff. We're going to talk about it. We're going to do a quick shout out to her. Let me bring up my girl, Asabi. Hey, love. How are you? Oh, turn your mute off. Or maybe I have to do it. There it is. Can you hear me? Am I high? I think I'm high already. I can't hear you, Asabi. Are you muted on your end? Y'all, this edible got me tripping. Can y'all hear her and I just can't?
There we go. There we
Okay.
go.
Hey, girl.
Oh, hey, darling.
I was like, listen, I want to tell me about your company. We have the Instagram down below, y'all. Edibles, and it's 4 S's. But I'm not high and typed it wrong. It's 4 S's. Edibles. By Mary Jane. Tell me about your company.
You know, it always starts out with a man, right?
Oh, so it always does.
So I met someone. He had moved from the street side to the legal side, and one of his farmers came to me and said, "Hey, I want to know, can you make something with this stuff that I have?" And I said, "Of course, because I'm never going to tell you I can't do something."
Right.
I started with cookies and some brownies and banana nut bread, some cupcakes and stuff. And then everything started to grow, and I started doing fine dining experiences. And I'm always adding to the menu. So I've got gummies, I've got drinks, I've got wine. I infuse tequila, wine, vodka. Really, if you can eat it, I'm going to put some weed in it.
Oh my goodness. That's what I'm talking about. So, hey, look, for all the men out there that may want to eat me, go to Wasabi first and let her infuse me with a little weed first.
And I will say that there is the turtle brownie that we have, which has caramel and pecans in it. It has been nicknamed the porno brownie. There are some folks that have told me that, oh my God, you gave my wife a brownie. And it's like, what's wrong, man? Now I got to go buy some Viagra because we're going to be up all night.
Damn.
Yes.
So we all need to get that.
Absolutely.
I want to tell you all what I got from Wasabi, because I'm a novice. I'm new to this. I don't know what I'm doing. And I was so nervous. I've been texting you like, is it legal? Am I going to jail? Because it's ingrained in our brains of what it was in yesteryear, and now it's different. But tell me about these. I had one and one fell in the bag. So tell us about your gummies. You went away again. You went away. Am I high? You went away. Oh, now she gone. Okay. Maybe Wasabi is high. What just happened? Oh, Lord. I would have technical difficulties on the weed show. Somebody wrote me, I put Miss Poundcakes as high as a joke. My friend already wrote me and said I'm sounding old. They don't say high anymore. What do y'all say? Lifted? Zoned out? I don't know. I'm gonna, because I gotta keep it moving. There's these edibles that I'm sure y'all are used to this stuff. This is all new to me, y'all. From Wasabi, and she's here in Chicago. This looks really official. This don't look illegal. She got the vegan cookies. Now I heard. Let me bring her back up.
Yes, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
I'm showing them your cookies, vegan. You look. If this look official, you got labels and shit. And look,
those aren't. I didn't even give you the ones with the company label. I just labeled those. Those are prepackaged because sometimes there are folks who wholesale from me and they want to put their own labels on it. But yes, so now I just started with more of the vegan items.
Okay, now Sabi, keeping it real, I'm a fat girl. You can't just give me cookies and not give me instructions. I didn't know.
I definitely won't.
Eat a little bit. I was gonna tear this whole fucking bag up. Do you know?
No.
You got to tell. It needs to be a fat bitch disclaimer on these goddamn cookies. I don't know.
So,
and then
the trick to edibles, though, the trick to edibles are trying a little bit, see what the effects are, and then increase or coast for a little while.
Okay. What is this?
So that is sorbet. You might as well leave that. Go on and drink it, Erica. No, but I want you to be okay. No, for real. I want you to be okay for the rest of your interview because if you drink that, you will not be. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Um, it's absolutely delectable.
Girl, I'm so glad I would eat all of this.
Yes, so that's the strawberry sorbet, and I've used an infused wine as well as a splash of tincture as well to add and boost it up a little bit.
Oh my gosh. So let everybody know how they can get in touch with you. Because Asabi's going to come back on a future episode and talk more about her business enterprise. And I'm going to have another show full of African American women that are working in the cannabis industry. But I just wanted her to come in and quickly and say hello to y'all. So how can everybody reach out to you and get what they need?
Okay, so you can text me at 760-787-6039, or you can send me a message on Instagram at EDIBLESSSBYMARIJANE. Um, Also, I have another page as well that is dedicated to cannabis, but it's more for merchandise as well. And that is my Wally's Weed World site. So we have that. And like I said, if you are interested, you can text me, you can DM me. But again, definitely follow us on social media platforms.
Okay. Asabi, I love you. You know, I
Thank
hate to
you.
rush you out of here. This was a
No,
guys,
I
this is
get
a
it.
last minute thing she did for me, and I'm feeling good. Y'all said about 30 minutes to kick in, and
Yes,
yeah, I'm hey, we're gonna try to get through this show. So thank you, because I don't
absolutely.
yeah,
Good.
I love you, girl. So
Take a bite of the cookie.
just a bite, right?
Yeah, pinch off, and then again continue to pinch until you say I can't pinch no more.
You know, y'all, I'm telling you, there needs to be special classes for people that love cookies to understand. This is not
Oh,
your
believe
typical
me.
Chips Ahoy or Oreo.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've
So,
done it with the brownie because that overdose on the edible is not fun at all.
oh no. Okay. Woo. Yeah. Don't even say overdose. We don't. We good. Okay, Asabi. So y'all
Yes,
show her love. Reach out to her. You all that are here in Chicago. If you end up needing her info, you can always contact me. But let's support the Queen Asabi. And I like your T-shirt. What does it say?
enjoy cannabis.
Enjoy it.
Yes.
Hey. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, love. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, baby.
Bye. Yay. All right, y'all. That was cool. So, um, if you have a question or something for my guest tonight, make sure you all tune in. I feel different tonight. So, I mean, I always make mistakes on my show, but tonight there may be a couple more. Just hang in there with me, y'all. But we're gonna have a good time. Now, my first guest, her name is Tammy Pettigrew. She is based in California. She's a cannabis advocate. She's an educator. She's a public speaker, and she focuses on cannabis science, business, history, and debunking myths about cannabis. And she's also known as Cannabis Cutie. So I'm gonna bring up Tammy. Welcome her to the show. Hi,
Hi.
Tammy.
How are you? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm enjoying the show so far.
Well, good. I'm so happy you said yes. And my show is still pretty new, but as soon as I started the show, I said I want to definitely do a show specifically about women of color that are working in the cannabis industry, because you hear all this stuff about it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and then I know with me being here in Chicago, I hear about the difficulties with minorities getting licenses to do businesses and open dispensaries and stuff. So I was like, we got to talk about this because there are women that are in this industry that are doing very well, and have a conversation so you all can school me and others about how we can get involved and do what we got to do.
Yeah.
So first, tell me about Cannabis Cutie and how you started that. I think of you as more of a movement than just a business. So tell me about that.
So I started the Cannabis Cutie because I had been a cannabis user for over a decade. And I kept it hidden because I was a good student, model student. But then finally I just found out about the science, and I decided that I needed to educate about it. So when I found out that my body has receptors for cannabis, and I found out that my body makes its own THC, I knew that everybody needed to hear about this.
Oh, wow. Now, what first drew you to weed, basically, right? So, because what's the difference? There's cannabis, then there's THC, there's CBD, there's all these things. And I'm like, is it weed? What is it all?
It's all weed.
Okay.
A lot of misinformation. CBD is not marijuana, and it is marijuana. The only difference between hemp and cannabis is one is allowed to have THC and the other one is suppressed, and we don't want THC growing. But it's the same plant. They're making the same things. We're just forcing one to be one way.
Got it. So what drew you to it? I mean, I'm assuming you started like other people smoking weed, right? You was just smoking it. And like, why? Like, was it, did it just mellow you out? What is it?
I went from a diverse inner city to a small country podunk town in Oklahoma. And I was stressed.
So there was no one else that looked like you there, huh? At all?
They were either athletes or on scholarship like myself. So one of the people that lived on my floor introduced me to cannabis. And the first semester I thought he was a loser, but he came back with a better GPA than I did. He looked pretty happy in my eyes. So that's why I tried it the following semester after ending up on academic probation. And that is where my life changed.
Wow. So did you get on probation because of the marijuana use? Did they find out about it? Is that what it was? Okay.
I ended up on probation my first semester. I hadn't tried cannabis at this point, but I ended up on probation just because I didn't handle business. It was a culture shock. I had never been around that many people who had in that demographic at one time. So it was just very difficult for me.
Wow. What were you on scholarship for? You let me guess. Wait. Basketball?
I did play basketball most of my life, but I ended up taking an academic scholarship over an athlete.
Okay, and I don't want to say that it wasn't academic, is why but I was because you mentioned the athletes. I was thinking maybe you were an athlete as well. Wow. So, what was it when you first started smoking weed? Like, how did it change your life? Like, what was it like?
The anxiety that I naturally have, which is genetic, just kind of fell by the wayside. I was sleeping good. I was laughing. I mean, movies were funnier. Snacks tasted better.
Life was just good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I feel when I eat a chicken wing, girl. So I get it. Chicken wings are my weed. I tell everybody that all the time. They're like, you want to drink? You want to smoke something? I'm like, listen. Just give me 6 wings, salt and pepper and mild sauce. You got to come to Chicago. I'll make sure you have some heroes.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I do. I just know I have some friends that smoke, and if they don't, they're different. I prefer them when they smoke. They feel better. They're happier. Like you said, the lack of anxiety. I'm one of those people that I don't smoke and I don't indulge. But I'm very supportive of others doing it. I get it. Why do you think there is this stigma historically that was put on weed? I mean, I have my own conspiracies on why that is, but what will you tell me what it is?
Well, originally, cannabis has been used as a medicine for over 5,000 years, but around 1910, 1911, during the Mexican Revolution, our friends south of the border started immigrating to the United States, and with them they brought cannabis that is smokable. And in order to kind of demonize what they were doing, we associate it with Mexicans are using cannabis. It's causing white women to sleep with black men and brown men. Cannabis and hemp is also threatening industries, the paper industry, plastic industry. So what they had to do was associate it to the people that they deemed the lower echelon of society and make it an evil. And the whole idea that it's this evil is a very, very new concept because this plant has existed longer than humans have been here. So the whole idea that it's bad is still a very brand new concept.
And it may sound crazy, and if anybody watching it gets pissed at me for saying this, I'm sorry, fuck you. I feel like a lot of things that deal with the criminalization of minority communities a lot of times boil down to black men's penises and then placing them inside white women, be it the whole cocaine crazed Negro phenomenon, and which they were giving cocaine to enslaved Africans to let them to increase productivity and work. And then it became, the cocaine crazed Negroes are going to go out and rape all the white women. Yeah. I never knew that was also the basis of the criminalization of marijuana as well. It's so deep. Damn.
Yeah. Well, even the word marijuana, it was always cannabis. They shifted it to make it sound more exotic and Spanish-like so that there could be, to help the stigma. So marijuana is actually a racist term for cannabis. It was never called marijuana, and it's in botany, it has always been called cannabis. That was, again, for the propaganda to demonize the plant and attach it to people who we feared back then.
Are you kidding? Do y'all hear that? So even the term marijuana is a racist term for cannabis.
Yeah, because the Spanish word for cannabis is mota. It's not that. Yeah.
That sounds sexy. Yes. Damn. So that's why today when I went to go and get the edibles, I'm watching my back. I'm looking around. I felt like I was doing a full on, like going to the Carter in New Jack City and was going to hook up with Nino and get my drugs. Like from the Cash Money Brothers. But it's like, it's actually legal now and I'm 21 and I could go to any dispensary, I'm assuming, and get it. But I'm still walking around with the fear and the shame of like, damn, if I use this, I'm gonna get locked up. What are you in particular? What are your feelings with a lot of the social justice reform that is going out to kind of help close the gap between the disparities of people of color that are locked up for cannabis?
I mean, I think if you live in a place and if they're passing laws where there is no social equity or social justice within that legislation, you need to vote no. Because the fact that our communities were hit, and again, this was also racist in its nature, because in the 70s, Nixon's aide came out years later and said we couldn't arrest people for being Black and we couldn't arrest people for being anti-war, which were the hippies, but we could arrest them for their marijuana and their cannabis use. So the fact that, our communities were hit the hardest, we had parents going to jail. We have people going to jail for joints and nugs and for paying their bills, selling this to pay their bills. And now our government is selling weed to pay their bills. So I don't understand how we have people still sitting in jail, people serving life sentences, 44,000 people locked up for this. And we're not expunging them while we're passing these laws. So I think that it is probably needs to be the first priority, because in our country, whenever you have reparations after the fact, like 40 acres and a mule, we know that it doesn't happen. So you need to get your reparations in the legislation before you go ahead and vote on it. So not all cannabis legislation is good legislation.
Wow. So what can the rest of us do? Like, what should we be doing across the board to have more equity when it comes to people of color being able to benefit from the money that is circulating with the cannabis industry, to also further the social justice reform? What should we be doing? And I guess we all can't do everything, but how do we do some part of this to make things better for us on our end?
Well, the power is in your dollar. When you walk into a dispensary, ask them, what are you doing to help further the harm on the war on drugs? What are you doing to help social equity? Do you have any social equity applicants sitting on your dispensary? Are there any products that I could buy that could help rectify some of that? Asking those questions, because really the power is in your dollar. And if, this dispensary is just in the business of making money, maybe don't spend your money there, because in California, the brands that and the companies that haven't acknowledged the harm are failing, and it's because you're not respecting the culture. There's one reason why this plant survived, and it's the people who continue to keep it growing, and there's the people who took the hit and they're sitting in jail that kept the awareness there. So when you're using your dollar, make sure you're talking to these people. What are their intentions here, and do you want to support them?
Wow, it's a lot. Like, this is of course I was like, oh, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk about smoking, and they told me don't say get high. So what am I supposed to say if people don't say
I'm high? I'm high. Janae Aiko has a song. She said, I'm trying to smoke. Like, I'm so high. I'm so high. I'm so high. I get high.
So I feel like I sound like some junkie from the 1970s, some prostitute out in Times Square. Like, I'm high. But yeah. How often do you get high, and what's your version of cannabis of choice? Like, are you an edible person? Are you like me and will smash a whole bag of cookies? What do you do?
So yeah, I definitely fucked myself up today and had to take a nap because I had these dark chocolate goji berries that I forgot were infused.
Oh, and you sound, that's bougie too, and sounds healthy. Goji berries.
It was healthy. That's why I was like, "Ooh, I could eat the whole bag." But I'm a flower girl. I like to smoke. There's something about just grinding it, rolling it, the smell on my fingers and my nails. I mean, the ritual for me. I'm a blunt girl.
Yes. Yeah, I remember back in the day in college, of course, even though I wasn't doing it, I mean, my boyfriends, everybody else was smoking. But I remember when they would go get the Swisher Sweets and get the blunt papers and go to the local gas station, get it and cut it up, whatever. And I just remember, seeing the people roll it up and licking all on it and damn near spitting. I'm like, I don't know if I want to smoke on that in particular. But then I see the pipes, and I remember bongs and all that kind of stuff. Is that stuff still in style? Oh,
yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you put water in it, and then girl,
put water in it, light it here, inhale. Yeah.
Ooh. How often do you smoke? Every day?
Every single day. I am a mother, and without it, it would be hard around here.
Oh, especially during the quarantine now. Because how old is you have more than one child?
Yeah, 9 and 5.
And so then where are the kids when mommy is getting right?
I usually go in the backyard or the garage. They know. I educate them what's happening. This is a plant. They're helping me grow cannabis plants.
Yes.
It's bad for their brains until they become adults, and they know it helps mommy calm down the same way that a lot of kids know mommy has a glass of wine to chill out. So
exactly. Oh, I forgot to ask you about that. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Pinot Noir.
Yeah, and I got my little drink.
So careful, you're crossfading there. Edible.
I'm about to be told. Listen, when I tell you I don't really drink and I don't smoke, so I've had this green ass edible bear. I don't know what it was. And I'm starting to feel it now. Like, really, I'm feeling good.
Well, if you get too high, there are ways to bring it back, because when you eat THC, it converts to a different type of THC that's way stronger.
So how do you bring it down? What? Tell me.
CBD is a good way to make it go the other opposite direction.
Okay.
Chewing on black pepper. I know it sounds disgusting, but black pepper will help sober you up.
Really? Yes. So you chew on black pepper, and then how have you, at this point in your life, do you get too high ever?
Yeah, when I lived in Michigan, products weren't measured out the way that they are in California. And I ate 3 pieces of a candy bar thinking I was eating 30 milligrams, and I ate 300 milligrams. And that was a rough flight. I cried because I was praying that I wouldn't die. And I'm consciously, I know that I won't die, but it still feels like I'm going to die when I do it.
Do you like doing it alone, or is it better with friends, social? How does it go for you?
I mean, edibles are kind of tricky. A lot of my friends who don't eat edibles, they'll eat one and pass out within an hour. So I prefer to smoke or, smoking pretty much.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. When it comes to Black women in particular and getting in this industry, what are some of the trends that you're seeing as far as opening dispensaries, or maybe how Asabi came on and she has a business where she creates the treats. Mm-hmm. We got a chef coming on later that is doing infused cuisine. What are the different things that you're seeing that Black women in particular are having a lot of success with getting in this industry?
So there are Black women who own dispensaries and have put together groups to raise those funds and are doing it. They have their own brands. But I would say where Black women are killing it in the cannabis game is the non-plant touching businesses. So if you're good at marketing, if you're good at sales, if you're good at web design, doing that for the cannabis industry needs to happen as well. For me personally, I'm in the education lane, so creating courses. So you can still come to this industry and make money without actually having to touch the plant and deal with those high expenses and all the regulations that you deal with. So I'm actually going to be in a conference at the end of the month that is being put on by a Black woman, teaching other women how to get into the industry. You want a rolling paper line? Do you want to figure out how to do a marketing company? Do you want to figure out how to be a public speaker? There's so many different ways to get in, and I think that's where Black women are especially coming in.
Damn, that is brilliant. And I wasn't even thinking about those offset companies that have to complement the industry as a whole. Damn, having a line of papers.
Yeah.
Or I guess a line of bongs.
You can do pipes. You can do just the batteries for the vape pens. You can do packaging. You can do packaging design. You can be an interior designer for a dispensary. There's anything that you can do right now, you can do in the cannabis industry, and it's much needed right now.
Wow. So what's next? What for you? Like, what are the different things that you're getting into in this industry in particular? I know you're an advocate, and you go around speaking and doing stuff, but what else is Tammy gonna do with this? I see billionaire in front of your name soon.
Thank you. So, I'm so glad you do that as well. Yeah. So I have my own pre-roll line coming out where we're going to get rid of the strain names and we're going to get rid of the words sativa, indica, and hybrid, and we're going to teach you how to smell weed and figure out how it's going to affect you. And then I have my cannabis education courses to teach people basic cannabis business, because I have an MBA and I have extensive education in business, and I feel I can teach basic fundamentals to help people start their own businesses in the cannabis space. And then I also have a Cannabis 101 course to teach you the basic science. If you're going to be in this industry, you need to know the science, and you have to become an advocate to help undo the wrong that was done in the first place. And then I also have a nonprofit where I'm going to be helping speak to cannabis, being able to help people with CTE, PTSD, and other brain injuries, because there's a lot of receptors in our brains, and throwing chemicals at damaged brains is just a really bad idea.
Damn. Somebody wrote a question and said, what about the brothers? And I don't want them thinking I'm excluding them from the conversation, but I think it's to me, this is a non-traditional industry for a woman, period. And then especially when you add women of color in the mix, I think that telling somebody that a group of Black men even own a dispensary would be a lot more like, oh, okay, versus saying, oh, there's some Black women that do it. I think that blows people's mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but and I'm going to talk more about this also even with Sheena next. The industry itself, are we dealing with the same kind of racism as just like other entry points into other industries? It would seem like people that smoke weed would be chill and want to welcome everybody in, but are Black women being welcomed into this situation?
I mean, there's a lot of barriers to entry. There's, to have a plant touching business, you have to have a lot of money and a lot of equity and capital. And then you also you're not allowed to have any prior drug offenses. Well, who were they arresting for weed offenses? People of color. So there's barriers already there in front of us. And I think being creative and saying we don't even need to touch the plant to make money here. So, and I think even, I know plenty of Black men that are doing it, but again, they've got to build up these groups and get tons and tons of money and investors to get it done, but they're getting it done and they're successful in it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing about it and reading more about it. And like I said, as soon as I started this show, I was like, I got to do a show about this because I fully support Black women doing their thing and making things happen. And I feel like the more we hear about this, the more the rest of us can make sure that we are supportive. Oh, somebody has a question for you.
Okay.
Let's see, did it pop up yet? What are your thoughts about microdosing?
Ooh, I think microdosing is amazing, especially if you need all-day relief because you have pain or you have some kind of condition that requires you to constantly be taking something. Microdosing is where you take the least amount of cannabis that gets you high and then you stop. For me, that's like 15 milligram edible. It'll last all day long. I'm not high, but I'm kind of high, so I get that relief, but I'm not intoxicated. So microdosing, I think, is a really healthy way to consume either THC or CBD.
Woo, this shit is deep. It's like it's bigger than just getting some papers at the little local gas station and rolling something up. This is like there's science to this. There's just the business behind the scenes stuff. I want to learn more and more about this because this is so interesting. Oh, somebody says here, Tammy, I'm so proud of you schooling us. Yes, love you. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So how people that want to learn more, how can they get in touch with you? Because you teach classes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I used to do a lot of stuff. Yeah, but I do most of my lectures on Instagram at the Cannabis Cutie. Please put that word "the" in the front because there's tons of cannabis cuties. I'm not doing what they're doing.
Absolutely.
And I try to do at least one video a week when I can. I'm just talking about the basics because what people need to know is that our bodies were biologically engineered to receive this plant. And when they took it away from us, our inflammation went up, our mental health issues went up. And these are all things that are modulated by the system. Everything in your body is sleep, appetite, temperature. Everything that you can think of is regulated under this one system. So if you want to learn more about that and how to become your own advocate, Instagram is where I drop all the knowledge.
Yeah. Yes, somebody else put here with I really need to connect with you. I discussed this with my clients. Okay. Yeah, I think Kelly, I believe. Hey Kelly, I think we call it Kane. Kane is a therapist, I believe. I think so. So well, Kane, make sure you reach out to Tammy at thecannabiscutie.com. And honestly, Tammy, you are more than a cutie. You are definitely schooling people. You are a boss, and I love what you're doing. I am a fan. I follow you online now, and it feels good to see a woman like you out there doing your thing and making sure the rest of us are up to speed with education. Because I think across the board, a lot of times, that's why we miss out on things because we don't know. We're not in the know. We're not in the in crowd. Yeah. And we miss out. And whether that's dealing with education, medical things, just health, everything. We're behind the times with things because we're not educated about it. So I'm glad that you're doing this.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want people in particular to know about this, cannabis, anything?
I mean, if you're smoking it, you have a right. I mean, you have a duty to make sure people understand that this isn't just something to get messed up with. So that's all my piece. If you want to learn how to do it again, Instagram, or you can email me directly at Tammy at thecannabiscutie.com.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Tammy, thank you so much for coming on the show. I would love to have you back to talk about this even more. I definitely want to do like a cannabis one-on-one where you break down some more of the historical stuff and even things that people like me that are new to this where we can get into. Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking these edibles might be for me.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good right now. Yeah. I'm very mellow. Usually I'm more loud and everything, but I'm really chill right now. I feel good.
Balance.
Yes. Nice balance. Well, you enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank
And we will definitely talk again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Erica. And you have a good night.
You too.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.
I forgot to toast with Tammy. Dang it. She was sweet. Dang, y'all. Like I said, I'm feeling good with this edible I ate. And Lord, please, I'm glad I didn't eat that whole cookie. I had no fucking idea you don't eat all of it. You can't give fat bitches a bag of cookies and then tell her, oh, bitch, eat a piece. No, I'm not gonna eat a piece. I'm gonna eat the bag. That's what I do. I'm treating this shit like it's a Chips Ahoy. I didn't know. So anyway, my next guest, make sure you all ask questions. Reach out. I wanna hear from you. Is wait a minute, let me take this information off. Y'all bear with me because I'm feeling good. Okay, so my next guest is Sheena Roberson, and she owns a company called Cannabis Noir. She's a criminal justice reform cannabis advocate and a consultant, and she gets you started earning and learning about the cannabis industry. And when it boils down to it, that's what it is about. Us not just using it, but also benefiting from it financially. So to me, I look at Sheena as a warrior out here trying to save folks. She's a goddamn cannabis abolitionist, saving us and getting us on the right path to making some money. Let me bring up the diva Sheena. Hi, Sheena.
Hey.
What's your shirt?
Oh, it says dope healer. That's
right. Let me put your info up because that's the hashtag that Sheena uses. And her company, Cannabis Noir. That just sounds so damn black and sexy and proud. I'm sure you did that on purpose. Like, what was on your mind when you named your brand?
You know what? Well, thank you for having me. I had a chance to start tuning in. I've definitely enjoyed it. But ironically, you know, like you mentioned, with Cannabis Cutie, marijuana is a racist term. So when I found out the history about it, I definitely wanted to make sure that we were staying away from the term marijuana. And I think it was very telling that the country decided to name the medicinal program the medicinal marijuana program, knowing the history attached to that.
Wow.
And I think it's very telling in terms of, you know, considering the history of it and you know, it really being a racial campaign more than anything. I thought it was very, very ironic that they went ahead and named it that as opposed to the medicinal cannabis program. But yeah, I try to push people to use the term cannabis because marijuana has a lot of negative stigmatism and history attached to it. And of course, racial terms that I try not to elaborate or you know, promote. So that's why we're Cannabis Noir, you know, is of course cannabis for Black people, but it's more for underrepresented groups. But, you know, I think in terms of us and our connection and history to just cultivation in this plant and, you know, dating back from the 1930s and the Harlem Renaissance when this stuff was first happening, which is the real part of the war on drugs, right?
Right.
You know, we've always been very connected to this plant. You know, this was things we were sharecropping back in the day. We weren't just in cotton fields, we were in hemp fields. That was a very big part.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a very big part of the economy back then. You know, soldiers were being paid to plant hemp when they came back after the war, you know, and when they were gone, slaves were doing it. So we have a history attached to it, of course, and, you know, a lot of us are behind bars because of it. And so it's just more of a homage to our folks and our culture and the piece we play in the cannabis space.
Well, now I feel so bad calling y'all marijuana mommies.
No,
no, I'm a full-on novice. I know nothing. Like I was telling Tammy, chicken wings are my weed. That's how I get high. Okay. So I'm like, when you all are saying, this other stuff, you are fully teaching me. Like, I mean, I knew I was going to get educated tonight, and that's why I wanted to do this show. And nobody can teach the way a Black woman can. But like I said earlier, I know about cocaine and other drugs and how they are rooted in racism, especially against African-American men. Mm-hmm. I had no idea about when it comes to cannabis that was so. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm actually doing a bit of a sort of like an education documentary when I first started learning about the initial war on drugs and cannabis and why I was, why prohibition was happening in the first place. It was very closely connected to the Harlem Renaissance. And the more I learned, I realized that Billie Holiday was like a very big part, ironically, of cannabis prohibition. And, that story behind that, there's a lot of Black women leadership in the history of cannabis prohibition and the fighting of what I consider the initial war on drugs. So Black women definitely have a special place in the cannabis industry and community. So,
wow. So I saw you lighten up there. What are you? What are you talking?
So I prefer flower as well. And I'm very old school. So I know mainly, wraps and blunts. I'm from Philly. This is what we know from our neighborhood, from my neighborhood. Now I have had, I've tried bongs and vapes and edibles. Me personally, edibles don't work on me as much. So I have to have like full on meals if I'm going to do like edibles. Okay. Yeah, like I have to have like full like Alfredo pasta that's completely infused, and then I'll fill it. But typically I like the flower. It's very therapeutic for me. The grinding and the rolling, and I'm touching the herb. So for me, I feel like the blunt, I guess, for lack of better terms, is my go-to. So, but I'm a sativa. That's more of like a up and awake kind of, I guess, high, for lack of better terms. Where indica is more of like a kind of laid back, mellow. I kind of slow down, couch lock kind of thing. So,
how did you first fall in love with weed? Like, where did this come from?
I think like most people who start smoking cannabis, you don't realize that it's probably at some level medicinal or like self-care more than anything. But I was like a junior in college, and I went to Bloomsburg University, and I had like hella exams. I wasn't a big drinker. That was like how people like release, like it was like, all right, we'll party for the weekend. I was like, I'm not that big of a drinker, like a couple of drinks were done. So a friend of mine, I was like really stressed out, and a friend of mine offered it to me, a very trusted friend. And this is somebody who I felt like if she was doing it, I trust that this is going to have me like jump off a building or something. And so I tried it, and I felt less anxious. I was less tense. I was a little more focused, and I was a little more at ease, which let me be me a little easier. And so after that, it was just like I fell in love with, being able to kind of uncoil. So that's when that started, and I've been consuming ever since.
Now, when it comes to your company, Cannabis Noir, tell us about that exactly. Like the same with Tammy that I had on earlier. I think of you all as movements more so than yeah. It's like once I started following you all, and once I started researching and then seeing the work that you're doing, I watched on your Instagram. I've seen you speaking in front of large crowds about this, and you're so like real with it, right? That I was like, wow, these women are revolutionaries. They're not just getting up there. Y'all not Cheech and Chong, even though Cheech and Chong has their place. You understand? I get it. but y'all are really out here trying to heal folks. You are a dope healer.
Yeah.
So tell me about your company though.
Thank you for that. So Cannabis Noir, essentially it was founded to create spaces and opportunity and provide resources for minorities and underrepresented groups so that we can get equitable access to the industry and community. So we help people get registered, understand the medicinal benefit behind it, connect them with discounted registration options and dispensaries that we trust that are community focused. Because that's very important for us, is to make sure that we're supporting brands that support reinvestments that are tangible back into our communities. And we help develop businesses, minority businesses. One of the goals is to make sure that there are enough of us on a playing field so that we can create enough leverage to make the necessary demands and calls to actions that we require for this space to grow in an equitable way. And of course, we do advocacy. So we also make sure that we're out here working for legislation that makes sense when it comes to cannabis. And we're working with ex-offenders. So I have a program called Ignite that is focused on ex-offenders, reentry community members and their families. And my goal is we've created a corporate social responsibility fund. And basically that is saying the same way if a company spills oil, in a river and they do this cleanup and they make it their apology and they reinvest in the spaces that either prevent or are reparative of the damage that the oil spill has done, right? So the cannabis industry is no different, and the war on drugs is the oil spill. You may not have caused it, but just like other companies don't cause, or may have not caused that particular oil spill, they're all very much impacted, and they're all very much responsible for the prevention and the reparative opportunities that revolve around it. So the Corporate Social Responsibility Fund is basically an opportunity for cannabis industry leaders and people who are very much a part of the space and the construction of that space, who have the equity to do so, are reinvesting back into a fund that goes to tangible investments in the community. Because I come from this place. I come from this hood. So it's a little different for me. So for me, I take it very personally when you're opening businesses and you're making $1 million and a quarter in a community that I have several friends, uncles, loved ones, relatives, community leaders who are locked up for this very same plant. That's not acceptable for me. And so we have to make investments back into that space that are reparative in a way that's tangible. So you can't take away a dad from a family and create a mental health, obstacles, cause PTSD, destroy socioeconomics for generations in this family, and then say, here's this basketball court, enjoy. That's not reparative justice. And it tells me that you're not invested in my community because you didn't take the time to find out what my community needed from you, right? And so now I've made this platform available to be the liaison between those spaces and the community, because you can't continue to work around us, right? And then you can't continue to market and be using your branding and this urban, kind of undertones, right? And capitalizing, appropriating on our space even more, and then not including us in it and allowing us to benefit from it. So, we just kind of hold people, I think, accountable and to the mat in a very particular way. Because I think it's very easy to scream about social equity and scream about reparative justice because it sounds good. Social equity is sexy right now, right?
Yes, it is. It's almost to the point where I was telling on one of my friends earlier, some of these buzzwords that people are using start to get on my last damn nerves. Agency, social justice, equity. And I'm like, because it's so overused, and it's to the point now where it's like, it's trendy and sexy to be in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and see these skinny white hipster girls talking about equity and social justice. And it's like, but what the fuck are y'all really doing? Other than making the word sound sexy and sound educated,
Exactly.
We do that. But what I'm wondering is, why do we allow it? Like,
Yeah, and you know what? It's very interesting you say that. And while I don't have an exact answer for that, one of the things that I have noticed is that we are a very resilient people, right? And necessity breeds invention. My nana always says, like, there are things that our culture, our community have survived through and been able to push through. And I think our resilience has sometimes doubled as a hindrance because we forget that throughout all of this, although we are strong enough to take it, we shouldn't have to. And so we get so used to being underappreciated, underrepresented, undervalued that we recognize that's the norm, right? And it's hard to get people to convince people that there should be more of an uproar about this, or you should be more upset about this, because there are so many places that we're underrepresented and undervalued. It's like, why should I care about this? Especially if you're not a cannabis consumer, right? If you're not somebody who smokes, it's very easy for people to be like, well, that doesn't have anything to do with me. But it does, because it affects your community. It affects the people around you. It affects your ecosystem. So even if you're not somebody who is directly smoking cannabis or using cannabis or impacted by the criminal justice system, your economy is, right? Your biography is. And so our goal ultimately is to make sure we're talking about that and we're having conversations and people know that this is something that they should be asking for. They should be, or not even asking for, insisting for. I say that because that's the other thing, is that when we have these conversations, we're not asking. I'm giving them the opportunity to invest in a space that they should already be doing such, right? And so if you're not, so behoove you to do so. That's on you, right? Like that just tells you where you stand, right? And so we're not asking, we're not looking for a handout. We're expecting the reinvestment that should have been happening from the beginning. And I think it's important to do this now as it's building out. So yeah, that's what our focus is.
You getting me charged up, because listen, I don't smoke nothing. Today was my first day. Let me show you, my first time ever having an edible.
What? Really? Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
Oh girl, I'm feeling real good right now. I'm like, you might end up hosting the rest of the show, because I'm over here like, hey, I'm feeling good. So these
good.
bad, but
how many milligrams are they?
Girl, I don't know.
Oh no.
Now this is what's the devil right here. You don't give fat girls cookies and then tell
good too.
I was gonna I was like, oh my God, I got cookies. Hey. And then my friend was like, can't eat the whole cookie. I'm like, who does that? Who doesn't eat the whole fucking cookie? I'm like, no. And she's like, Erica, you don't do it. So I had put on my Facebook page today that I was going to have an edible. Everybody starts writing me. I got 5,000 friends on Facebook. About 4,000 wrote like, calm down, Erica. Just eat a piece. Don't, because they know I'm a greedy bitch. I will eat it all. So I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm going to stick to my chicken wings as my weed and call it a day, because this is the problem. Now, let me ask you, when you date, or because I don't know if you're married in a relationship, can you be with somebody that does not indulge? Can you be with a square?
You know what? The question, I don't need my significant other to smoke, but it for damn sure will help, because I'm a regular consumer, and if that doesn't bother or interfere, then hey, that's fine. Would I like to be able to partake with my partner? Definitely, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker. But I mean, just from experience, I know that in most cases, if you have somebody who's consuming cannabis as the partner, if you don't do it and you never tried it, you most likely will. And if you have an objection to it, like, and you don't want to try it, it could present an obstacle after a while, so. But I think as long as you're educating your partner about why your cannabis use, and you're very open and upfront about it, I think it's possible. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Now, again, me personally, I don't know.
I'm wondering. I'm all for it, but I know in the past because it was illegal. Like I remember when I was living in New York, I was living in Brooklyn, and I'm a comic, all my white girls smoke, like all of them, every day, all day. So they would get in my car with a one hitter. And I would always put their asses out because I'm like, y'all can't do that because if the cops come, I'm the one that's gonna get locked the fuck up, not y'all, right? All y'all gotta do is cry, and white women's tears, honey, will get them out of any motherfucking thing.
Right.
So I'm like, you do the white girl cry and officer, oh my God, and then they're gonna lock me the fuck up. I'm gonna be in Bed-Stuy somewhere and don't know where the fuck I am. Anyway.
Yeah.
So because of that, I never wanted to really date a guy or mess with a guy that smoked because I was like, I don't want to be caught up in that world. But now that it's legal, it's like, hey, shit, why not? So I'm definitely open to it. And it's like, people that smoke don't have no problem. Like, even I trust people that smoke weed. I feel like they're trustworthy people. They ain't on the same shit crackheads on. So I mean, I could be wrong.
No, it's funny. It's a totally different. It's so far removed from that kind of a drug space, right? Honestly, and I'll be honest with you, most people who are consuming medicinally, and they don't even realize it. Like,
okay,
I mean, if I think about it, like when you go to smoke, it's usually some type of release or like relaxation ritual. It's something to calm you down. It's something to take the edge off. And you, while you may not, as self-care, while you may not recognize it as medicinal, like that's what it's for. Like your endocannabinoid system is in need of that, right? Like your body is deficient from it, and then when you get it, you feel better and you're readjusted, you're recalibrated, right? And so I think when people recognize it and they say, oh, wait a minute, I'm not just like a pothead, I'm not just smoking to be smoking, right? Or I'm, a majority of the time when I'm smoking, it's to get me back right, quote unquote, right? It's not more so I'm just smoking to be smoking. Like even with drinking, I think like the same way people go for a drink when they're trying to unwind and relax, it's the same way you go for, a joint. It's just this is actually healthy for you. It's actually good for you. Mm-hmm. So I'm very like pro using the term medicinal instead of recreational, because I think that might help keep people from being so scared of it. I think when people think recreation, they feel like they gotta hide it, or they're like, it's just like with the cookie thing, they're like, oh God, be careful, girl. Don't pass out.
I was scared. I was like, what is in these cookies? I was like, am I about to do a whole line of coke? I was like, or is this like am I shooting up heroin, gonna be scratching like Ray Charles? I was like, what is this cookie gonna do to me? So I don't know. I just think people know I'm a square. Like I talk a lot of shit, but I really I don't do nothing. So they're like, oh, I don't know about Erica Watson and no edible. But I'm girl, because I'm feeling it now. So I'm feeling good. Like when this shit is over, I'm hungry right now. And I went and got some chips from the Mexican restaurant, and I'm gonna fuck this chips and salsa up in here. So I'm gonna have a good ass time by myself. Quarantine high.
This is how this is how I've been surviving like the quarantine. Like I'm a mom.
Mm-hmm.
They're out of school. He's not using his school stomach. Like he go all day in school and
he's hungry all day.
And then he get home and he got to eat every half an hour. I'm like, where is your school stomach at? You went 5-8 hours before, no food. Fine. Play and everything. Learn.
Oh my God.
You survived. You thrived through that 8 hours, honey. Because you were doing all types of stuff. You had gym and everything. You were working with no food. Then you come home, you got to eat every half an hour on I don't know. Listen, I got it in me. And if it wasn't for the grace of God and cannabis, I don't know where.
Poor baby. He may not have a home. Poor
girl.
Baby.
And I have a 13-year-old. So I have a boy who's growing into this person who's the same height as me. So it's like I have this small homeless giant. Like I'm eating this kid. I'm just,
and he's eating up everything. I know. I'm a super auntie, so I get it. That's funny though. You said, why aren't he using his school stomach? But my sister-in-law says the same thing about the kids. She's like, this all day, every day snack. She's like, what the hell? Like, where did this whole snack thing come from? So
because they bored, you know, and it's funny because I get a lot of people who come to my page. They're like my adult kids. They're like smoking too much. They're like, I'm just smoking because I'm bored. I'm just smoking because there's nothing else to do, and I'm using up all my weed. I'm like, you gotta like give yourself a break and figure out other things in between to not like overdo it. Because I take breaks, I take hiatuses so that you know, like it's sort of like it's called a like a vacation high, or you know, like you can take a break, and because your body will get very used, you know, you'll be again. Your body would be efficient. You're running on all cylinders. Like they're like, listen, you're good. You don't need nothing else. You have reached your max. I feel like your system's like, you got it. Go ahead. Yeah. So sometimes I'll do like a 2 or 3 days, and I'll try not to consume and kill nobody. And you know, just to kind of give my body, you know, chance to get, you know, recalibrate naturally too, and just kind of reassess where I am. Because it's not just about cannabis. I'm very big on that. We do a lot of mental health stuff, especially in our community. We, you know, we talk about that. And especially, you know, working with ex-offenders, it's important that we use that opportunity to sort of like make sure folks were prepared. I think mentally we don't, you know, think about that, and the reentry community, we send them back home, and the family isn't mentally prepared to receive them. They're not mentally prepared to get back. So that's one of the things we offer. But in lieu of that, we, you know, encourage just therapy in general, because most of the times if you're consuming, it's because of something like anxiety or PTSD or trauma that's unaddressed. And so making sure you're talking about that to address the underlying issue, right? While cannabis is that conduit to help you get through it so you can address it, you want to make sure that you are kind of, you know, always looking at the why. It's very important, because you'll be consuming all your life and you never really have the relief you want.
Right, because you don't know the why.
Yeah, if you're not working through everything. So while, you know, some people have chronic pain, some people have headaches, some people it's you know, mental health stuff. But knowing why, it lets you pick the better strains. It lets you how to consume better. Like some people, if you have chronic pain, it might be better for you to be doing like, you know, dabs as opposed to like flower or whatsoever you. So knowing your why is important, because it helps you consume better and give your body like precisely what it needs.
Damn. You know what though? I've noticed that my friends that are moms during the quarantine stuff, they all are smoking a little something or eating a little something to get through. So I feel the pain of all you mamas out there. I definitely, I can understand. So before you go, what is it that you want to see the rest of us do to help you with your efforts, and just, I don't know, just to get involved or do more than just enjoying it and smoking on something? What can we do?
You know what? I tell people, you know, the same way I help folks get into the cannabis industry business wise, and I tell them to take your existing gift. What you over there doing? Is that some liquid cannabis?
No. She gave me sorbet.
Ooh, nice.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shake. Now I'm over here shaking like a crackhead for real. No. This thing is strong.
Don't go by her. That's not how it works.
I think I'm gonna go back to the weed, because this is woo.
Listen, and you know what? Like it all hits different too. So like, see how you feel. I always say go low and start slow, and just kind of gradually build up and see, because you'll be like, oh, I'm okay, and then 20 minutes later you'll be like, what did I do? Like I cannot move, like, because it doesn't.
I feel right now. I'm like, what did I do? Damn you, gummy. Damn you, green bear. You fucking gummy bear. Damn you.
And I got mines too, but see, I make my own. So
Oh.
mines are like you would only need like one. Like that you only need one. And I could and I would definitely make sure I sent you one, because if I sent you like a whole pack, you mess around and eat the whole pack, and then I come get you.
Like, oh, Sheena, send me a bag of candy, girl. No.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm sorry I interrupted you with
no, it's fine.
Heroin shake. Go ahead.
But I was saying, like, just the way I tell people how we help them get in the industry, we kind of say, know what it is you're good at, and what it is you like to do, and then we can apply that to the industry, because there's a translation for everything from whatever you can imagine needs to be done in the regular world needs to be done in the cannabis industry. So there's always a place where you don't need to recreate the wheel. Same thing with advocacy, right? Like I don't want you out there picketing if that's not what you're good at. Like if you're good at organizing, or if you're better at making phone calls or writing nasty emails to folks, help us do that, right? Like help us do what's in your wheelhouse to do, because wherever you're good at, that's where you'll execute the best at, and that's where you'll be the most effective for the people who need you. One of the ways in particular everybody can help is that I'm a part of National Expungement Week. That's a multi-city activation that happens every year that focuses on expungement, record sealings, and providing resources and support for the reentry community, and also shining a light on the cannabis industry and those who are reinvesting back into the space. It's about highlighting the inequities in the criminal justice system overall. So it's very important that we support this effort. We host week-long events. I'll actually be doing some kind of like highlight kickoff stuff the first week in June, because it's my birthday, June 3rd. So I'm dedicating the entire week to expungement stuff. So we'll be doing like a mental health Q&A about Black mental health in our community. We're going to be doing like a meditation, like an elevated yoga and meditation session. We're going to be doing some virtual registrations to help people get registered for cannabis cards. We're going to be doing some virtual bingo where the proceeds are going to be going to our organization to help families. We've set up some virtual call centers, and in light of the pandemic, unfortunately, people aren't able to visit their families. Yeah. So we want to make sure we can still connect folks. So we've been trying to organize more stations of those. And we also have some patient first projections where we'll be talking with different patients about different patient experiences. I just went to the dispensary for like the first time because I'm a corner vendor girl. I support the hood.
Right.
I'm trying to make sure that I'm supporting all economies right now. Yes. And while I'm trying to make sure that they are a part of the industry, I got to make sure that the game that they done corporatized and stole still stays afloat. It's my duty. I can't just leave them out there to win. So
you're doing your part. I get it.
And not all heroes wear capes, so I'll be trying. I'm out here trying. So no, but I wasn't used to going to the dispensary. And when I went, I was very surprised at the lack of information that I had, and the information that they were able to give me as a new patient. And so I was like, let me make sure that I have that conversation, because we can't be signing folks up and saying, hey, go in here. And then they get there, have a horrible experience and never go back. Right.
Wow.
Then it definitely won't cater to us and make sure that they're supporting our needs properly. Week-long event. We have a corporate social responsibility fund that you can invest in directly. We have a parent program. We're doing a housing initiative where we went out and found landlords that are willing to rent to ex-offenders. So we're getting them housing. We're trying to get access. If you are a landlord or you know somebody and you're willing to do it, we offer like a pre-qualifier so that we can assure you that you're getting quality people who just want to do the right thing and reacclimate healthfully back to society. So we had a whole lot of things going on, and you can jump in anywhere. So
now the only thing, Sheena, that I didn't hear from you, and I think you guys are missing, if you'll hear me out, is a welcome home committee for all the finance men that have been locked up and need to be reacclimated into society with tender love and care. I volunteer, and I mean, because I have to do my part. with no problem. I will volunteer. I will head up that committee. I'll be the chair of the committee. I'll do whatever I have to do. And yeah, and then they can come see me and let me, help them out and just reacclimate.
Let me help you get yourself back together. I know that's see, we need more people like you, Erica. We need more people like you. Erica for president.
Thank you. I am also a dope healer. I may do it
too, shirt.
but hey, it's still healing, folks. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm
sending you a shirt.
Please give me a shirt. I love what you're doing. Let's talk, because if you want to, you can come back to my show anytime. And I definitely that's going on. If you want to pump that up, and then you can come with more information so people can actually do whatever they want to do. Let's do it. Because I know I also have Mary Pryor is going to be coming on the show.
Love Mary. She's dope.
Yeah. And I definitely just want to put the word out. And then next time you come on too, I definitely want to talk to you more about the way in which women can come to you and hire you to get the information to get into the industry and all the companies and businesses. I want to specifically talk about that because, like the Tammy said, I didn't think about all the subsidiary type of things that can be done to enhance this industry. It's not just about us selling the product, but marketing and PR and all those kind of things.
And it's very interesting. Really quickly, one of the things that I noticed a lot when we were helping people in a business aspect, I got a lot of people who were saying, hey, how do I start my own dispensary? What do I need? How do we make sure that we get money to start our own dispensary? How do we do this? How do we do this? And it was like, all right, I was excited for that too. I want that too. I want that to be a goal if it's obtainable, right? If it's not obtainable, that shouldn't be the end of the conversation. There are so many different ways to get into it. There are ways that we can get into this space that we can create leverage for ourselves as a community, right? We have to be vigilant and strategic about how we do it. So for instance, dispensaries cannot open without contracted security companies already signed on, paid for. I don't know how many brothers I know that guard bars. Parties with the shirts, and they got the the crew and the belt full of gadgets that I don't know what they do, but I feel safer with the flashlight and the little mirror and whatever else they do on there. But they be ready and they be uniform and they be on point, right? Why not take that and say, hey, you know what? Let's invest in understanding the cannabis space so that we can provide security for cannabis, right? If we flood that space, we can create leverage because they won't be able to move without us, right? Same thing with transportation. Import and export is going to be a thing. I know have CDLs. That's going to be a thing. We got to start paying attention and watching the trends and seeing what's important to the industry and realizing that it's not just the dispensary that's going to make us money. It's us being able to create a stronghold so that we can control spaces within it, because that's the only way we'll ever have a real voice in this space, if we got a way to create some leverage. So we're offering business incubators and a couple of education courses, 101 basic info stuff. But we also have some business building packages that you can, we have relationship with vendors. We have, for labeling, packaging, designing, photography, marketing. We're in the process of building up these databases as well. So not only do you have people to choose from, but you also have people to network with and learn from. So yeah, if it's available on our website, we have tons of information. There's links in our bio about ways that you can get involved or get started. So definitely, if it's been on your mind or you're interested in potentially being a part of this space, that is the way to go. That's how you start.
Yes. Well, Sheena, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you. Everybody that's watching, please follow Sheena on Instagram at cannabis_noir.
Yes.
It's very, very black and sexy and proud.
Yes, black as
it. And, you hear all the stuff she's talking about. I know you've been sitting on your couch, you've been sitting wherever thinking damn, I wish I could get into this and not knowing how. She has the keys to the kingdom. She could give you the information. So we definitely, and we need to just support her as an entrepreneur and being a Black woman doing this. So we gotta do that. And you truly are a dope healer.
Thank you.
You have brought some dope information here today. And I'm so appreciative. So thank you. And I wish you luck with everything. And please let me know all the info and dates for your that week of your birthday and all the stuff y'all are doing, so we can figure out what night you can come on my show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes. I had a blast talking to you. It was a pleasure. I'm glad you invited me. I love what you're doing here. You have great energy, and I'm excited to come back.
Thank you. Now you're in Philly, right?
Yeah.
So do you come to Chicago though?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why you got to let me know when you come in here.
And it's funny, we're doing a travel series. The pandemic kind of held us up, but Chicago is definitely on the list. We have friends and family in Chicago, and Chicago has some dope social equity happening.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely will be out there, sis, and I'll be looking you up. I'll bring you a gummy.
Just one. And you know what? I didn't tell people yet, but I am interviewing the state's attorney, Kim Fox. She's coming on the show.
Yes, man.
Right.
Yes,
so
I
don't even know if she wants to be telling people yet, but you know the work she's been doing for social justice reform.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to her. But
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, she's not playing. Oh, wait, somebody said we got to do our part to support the hood vendors. When you said that earlier. Yes, support the hood vendors. And also, Sheena, you're so dope. Yes, you are.
Thank you, guys. You're dope too.
Yeah, you are too dope. So we'll talk soon. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good time.
Yes, you do the same. Thank you, girl. Enjoy your weekend. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Sheena done got me charged up. I'm ready. I ain't gonna go walk and picket and get on the picket fighting lines, but you know, hey, I'll eat another gummy. And I'm dead serious about rehabilitating the men that are fresh out of jail. You know, they need a friend, and I'm here. They need somebody to get hot with too, because now they can sell drugs legally. They won't go get locked up again. So they need that love. Speaking of love, my next guest, y'all, is one of the favorites that comes on my show. Her blog is called Sex with Ashley. She's always on here educating us on love and sexuality. She will match you up with the perfect sex toy for you. Honey, Ashley will teach you the proper way to do fellatio. Even teach you the proper way to do cunnilingus. When it comes down to it, she is the queen grande dame when it comes to sex and Black women feeling empowered about their bodies. But what many of you all may not know is that she also has a CBD-based company called Botanicals. And when I first heard about this, I'm like, damn, so now they got it's not just about smoking weed and getting high. Now we having orgasms thanks to CBD oil. Like, what is going on? So I'm gonna bring up Ashley. We also had another guest that was coming on, Chef Megon D, but we mixed up her times because I have a hard time figuring out the Pacific time versus Midwestern and New York, and we had some miscommunication. So she was here in the background, and then she had to leave. So sorry about that, but we'll talk to Chef Megon D later. But I want to take this comment down before I bring up my friend. Goodness Lord. People saying they learned a lot. Okay, let's bring up the diva, Ashley. Are you there? Hey.
Hello.
Is that a new wall behind you?
No, same wall, same color.
I can't hear you. Same wall. Okay, it's different. And I love your shirt. How are you?
I am good. Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay, yeah. Good. Well, you look beautiful. Have you been listening to some of the conversation we've been having?
I have. It was I listened to the
and
one
what are your, okay. Now, do you smoke? Do you smoke weed?
I am a recreational smoker, meaning I do it probably 3 times a year. I am more of an edibles person.
Okay. I had my first edible today, and I'm feeling good right now.
Yes, I like edibles. Edibles are my go-to cannabis product.
Okay. And your products as well, I'm sure, are your go-to. Let me I forgot to take Sheena's information off. I want to make sure I remove that because this is all about you right now. So tell me about your Botanicals company. What is that all about? And I hope you have some product to show too. Do you have any of your product with you?
They right here.
I meant to send you a note about that to say, girl, please show it.
Let me hold on. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. They right here. So Botanicals is a CBD sexual health and wellness company. So we focus on 3 things. We focus on self-care, foreplay, and painless sex. So that's the 3 umbrellas that we focus on. So we have products that cover all 3 of those spectrums. We have CBD infused bath salts, and that's for self-care. We also have we have other bath products like bath oil that you can put on your body after you take a shower or take a bath. I use that every day. So it's like for lotion is what I use. We also have edible chocolate body butter.
That's infused.
Yep, CBD infused. And so this is good for when you want to do like foreplay, so like you can put it on your partner's private parts and you can lick it off. So this is good. And so this affects the person that is being applied to and the person that's ingesting it. Okay, because it's an edible. You eat this. So and CBD also works for, it's a topical and ingestible, so it works for both. So if I'm eating it and if it's being applied onto me.
And so it's fine to go anywhere on your cootie cat.
Mm-hmm. It's all natural. Now I will say this. Just like with flavored lubes, I would not put it internally.
Okay.
Because it can mess up like your pH and all that stuff. So anything that's external, it should be fine
externally. Yes.
I would not do anything internal with like anything with flavor and like sugar and all that stuff.
Right. Okay.
So we also have I have CBD lube. That's both internal or external. And
I hope it is for internal because that helps with.
It is. So CBD. Yeah, so CBD, what it does, like it helps with lubrication, increased lubrication, and also helps with sensation, and it also helps people who have to decrease pain and decrease inflammation. So people who have like vaginismus or PCOS. So we have vaginismus. I think I pronounced it correctly. It's when your pelvic muscles in your vaginal wall kind of like tense up and you can't like relax them. So applying CBD to the inside of your vaginal canal helps you to relax those muscles. So for something to enter it, it won't be so painful and tense.
Mm-hmm.
It's the whole thing that people have. So we have lube, we have massage oil, we have calming oil, which is like these are calming oil you can like rub on, like little intimate oils you can rub on, like you have a headache, or if you have like a little pain or something, rub on you. And we have something else. I feel like I'm missing something else, but we have about 5 or 6 products.
You have a bath product too, right? In the water. Do you have a shower gel or a soap or something? I thought I saw.
It's a bath oil. We don't have have a shower gel. That might be something that I might be doing though, but we don't right now. We don't have a shower gel.
Okay. But, I would love that, a shower gel.
I'm thinking about adding that because some of the products I'm going to change out something else. So that might be one of the things that I might be adding in the future.
Yeah, because I'm nasty. How does the chocolate though? Overall, how does CBD enhance your sexual pleasure? And then in particular, if I put some of that chocolate on a penis, in what ways will he benefit and what ways will I benefit from that?
So CBD for people, that's those people who don't have pain. So 'cause a lot of people are like, well, I don't have pain. So cool. So people who don't have any pain issues, it helps you to relax. As we know with sex, and especially with sex in women, we need our head has to be in it for our body to follow.
Right.
So it helps you to kind of get over like the jitters, especially if it's someone who's like new or someone you're like really nervous about. So applying CBD can help you to relax and give you that, I don't want to say that floating feeling, but that calming feeling without the high.
Without the high. So
Yes.
if if I eat an edible, slather up some of that chocolate on a penis, and I'm gonna be floating.
Yeah, because you can.
And I'm afraid of how I would suck some dick high. I don't even know, girl.
Because you can do CBD and cannabis if that's what you want to do. Some people like CBD because CBD doesn't get you high. They don't want the high feeling. They want the benefit of it, but they don't want to be intoxicated or whatever. So that's why a lot of people like CBD. A lot of people, who want to enjoy the benefits of weed, maybe you have work or whatever. So like for those who have pain, like arthritis pain, fibromyalgia, whatever type of body aches and pains. So CBD also helps you to decrease that pain so you can enjoy sex. So for example, if you are having say you're having arthritis, so you can't really move like you want to. So you can do a massage with the CBD oil. And so it takes about 20 minutes or so for it to kick in. And it's on. So how CBD, my CBD products are all topical except for the edible body butter. So topical products, it only affects the area that it's on.
Okay.
So that's how that works, and then it goes into your bloodstream through your skin. That's kind of how that works. And then for people who you're having menstrual cramps or whatever, our bath salts are really good for menstrual cramps. Because you can have a soak in the tub, and then you can kind of sit there and kind of relax. It helps to ease menstrual cramps, all that stuff too.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I know since there are so many health benefits to CBD oil, that I figure a lot of the women that are dealing with menstrual cramps and other reproductive system problems would be able to get one of your products, and it would help soothe them.
Yes.
And I definitely, have friends that are suffering from fibroids and stuff like that, and their menstrual cramps are excruciating.
Yes.
And I would assume that CBD products would really help alleviate some of that.
Yes, I've had some women who tried the bath salts because they had PCOS, which a lot of times people have PCOS have fibroids, stuff like that.
And cysts, yeah.
Yes, and the person in particular said it really helped her when she was flaring up and having pain. So yes.
So what inspired you though to start this kind of business? I mean, you already are killing it when it just comes to being a sexpert and a sex therapist already. For those of y'all that if you've seen Ashley on my show, you already know like the way she educates us on the proper way to do things. But women are paying for your virtual classes to basically learn how to suck dick and everything. So with being so lucrative on that, what made you decide to jump into this?
I wanted to get into like the cannabis lane probably, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I really couldn't figure out how to do that because I am a big activist for cannabis and weed, right? Because weed has a lot of benefits. And I'm a big supporter of cannabis. I wanted to figure out how to get into the cannabis field because I live in North Carolina. And here in my state, it is still illegal. So I'm like, okay, well, how's that work? So I'm not moving to California. I'm not going to move to Arizona. And I think the only place that's on Maine and then like DC. So I wasn't going to move there. And so then 2018, they passed the farm bill law here where that basically would make CBD legal. And then I started to research different benefits of CBD and how CBD can help. And then because I do all things sex, so I wanted whatever I was doing to be beneficial to women sexually. And then I was doing some research and I found that women, how they having painful sex. And I saw some research to where it said that in some instances that CBD did help women who were having sexual health issues. Now with CBD, because CBD is so new, there is not a lot of research on certain things. And like I tell people with CBD, because everyone's different and we all have our cannabinoid receptors in our bodies. That's basically how we have things inside of us that help us to digest cannabis, help us to
I'll listen.
That helps us to react to it differently because everybody's different. So
yeah,
you have to find the right dosage amount that's for you. Because like for me, for example, like say this massage oil, it may put me to sleep, but then it may not be do anything for you. It kind of depends on your dosage amount. Maybe you need twice as much, or maybe I need a little bit a smaller amounts. So CBD is a thing you have. It's kind of like trial and error. You have to figure out, okay. And there's different strands too. You have isolate, and you have full spectrum. So we have to kind of figure out, okay, so what works for me, and and try like what dosage that's going to work for you too. So it's kind of it's a trial and error thing.
Oh my God, it's so much to learn that it can be a little intimidating for somebody like me. I'm just like, oh, the CBD and the THC, and then even the fact that I didn't know until today with my first two guests talking about the racism that's behind even the use of the word marijuana, where that comes from historically. I had no idea. So I'm like, damn, y'all are all schooling me today. What have been the response? What's some of the response that you've gotten from people using your products in particular?
Most of the responses I've gotten were very positive. For example, when I launched this in November of last year, so this business is fairly new. I think we're at what 6 months now. Okay, so we're 6 months in. Okay, so before I launched it officially, I had people on Facebook who were not like my friends or family. I would tell people, okay, I'm doing this. I have products. Who wants to try it? It's be free. I'll shoot it to you. You have to give me an honest review. So I remember the first product I had were the bath salts, and I sent them out to 10 different people just randomly on Facebook, and then I sent out a review sheet following the next week or two. And I wasn't really expecting, this is probably sad, I was not really expecting a response that was going to be that positive. I was more you have one person who's oh, it worked for me. That's other people, I was expecting other people to be oh, well, it was okay, or I didn't really have any effect from it, or it was just okay. But in all of those reviews, all of them oh, it helped, I loved it, it helped me relax, it helped me with my pain, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, actually you were onto something here. We're onto something. I see somebody said about drug testing. So
yeah.
So how that works is typically when they do drug testing, they don't test for CBD, but full spectrum has some of the same components in it that are in weed. So if you were taking full spectrum CBD, it's a possibility that it could pop up in a drug test. Now, if you're taking CBD isolate, that is just CBD, so that will not pop up on a drug test. But if you're taking full spectrum, it's a possibility. It's a small possibility, but it is a possibility that you could do a negative drug test.
Okay. So I guess for all of us that are using this stuff, or especially those of us just getting started and trying stuff up, you need to do some research and know exactly what you're doing and you getting into. Because see, I ain't got no real job. I'm a comic. I think comics do all kind of drugs and shit. probably some of them. But so it doesn't matter. But for those of you all that have that 9 to 5 or they're still doing drug testing, you better research and know. You get to putting bath bombs and all kind of stuff and eating CBD chocolate, honey, and go to work, bitch, and lose your goddamn job.
Right. And I wonder, like, and I haven't researched this, so maybe I need to research this so I can have a more intelligent answer next time somebody asks me. But I wonder if it's a different effect. So, for example, like with a bath bomb, like if I take a bath with a bath bomb, will it show up on a drug test versus like if I'm smoking it or eating it? Will it be like the same type of percentage in my bloodstream? Will it show up? How I use CBD matter in if it shows up on the drug test or not? That's a good thing to find out.
That's a good question. Thank you, Angela, Miss Webb. Wow. Well, I'm excited for you. I know ultimately your brand, like I love your website. I love everything you're doing, the classes you teach, and just how accessible you are to like putting everybody up on game so they can truly enjoy their sex lives. And now that you have this, to me, I just expanding your brand in that way is genius, really. You know, I'm like, I see so many different products with the CBD oil and stuff, and I'm like, I don't see many people in your lane, so it's wide open for you to just take over this, and I can't wait to see how your product line expands. Like, this is great.
When I was doing my research, I found there's like that I know, off the top of my head, I know 3 other companies that are doing CBD sexual wellness products. That's just sexual wellness. And those companies, I'm sure there's more since I researched this. This was in 2018.
Okay.
So, and those companies are all owned and operated by white people. And so, except for one company I know she's in Colorado. She's a Black woman. So it was important for me to do it because I'm Black.
Yeah. And
you know, I wanted to do something that catered to women. One, I'm a woman, and then something that catered to especially Black women. You know, we have you know the fibroids and all that stuff more so than other people, other ethnicities. So I wanted to have something that helps my people. So that was important to me too.
Yeah. Well, I'm loving. Now, before you go though, because we got you here, you got to give us some sex tips too now, because I'm while you're here. What I'm wondering is, can cannabis help with orgasms, especially for maybe women that don't typically have them? Can smoking and taking an edible or even using some of your products to relax, will that help with that process?
So from what I've heard, and the reason why I said from what I've heard, because I've never used cannabis and didn't have sex.
Okay.
But from what I've read and what I've heard, is that people who incorporate cannabis in their sex, they've noticed that it enhances the experience. Again, that could be for a lot of reasons, because with cannabis, it also makes you more sensitive. So if your body is more sensitive and more open, you're gonna respond differently to touch.
Yes.
So that could be a reason. And then too, like, you know, when you're relaxed, you're gonna respond differently too. Mm-hmm. So, but from what I've heard now,
yes.
Experience that much better. I have to try. I've never done it. That's on my bucket list, to smoke weed and then have sex like right after, so I can know from personal experience. I have never done that.
Yeah, I just can tell. You know, my experience with weed and stuff like that is very limited, but I can tell it would probably open you up some. So for my friends that I know personally have issues with fellatio or don't feel that confident in their abilities or want to get better or just don't really like doing it, feel like it's a chore, hey, get you an edible, because the way I'm feeling right now, I mean,
you like, fuck it, let me go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I'm sure I could just really do all kind of shit to some dick right now, but yeah. Anyway, I was wondering about that though, because I was like, I mean, I don't want to make it so that somebody has to use an enhancement in order to even enjoy. You should be enjoying the sex, I'm sure, anyway, right?
Right.
But if you are having issues with being tense or not free to do some of the stuff you want to do, but you're inhibited, it can help.
Right. Just like liquor. Like, people drink to loosen up during sex. Like, I want to be more free. So it's weed has the same effect as liquor. Liquor makes me sleepy.
Yeah.
So that's me. So yeah.
Oh, Tazima's watching us. Hey, Tazima. She said, yes, CBD and THC both enhance orgasm. I should have had her on here because Tazima be knowing, honey. To talk about that. Because the way she's speaking is almost like she's probably done it. She's tried it. So
yeah.
Because I think that is, is one thing when you are, for you, like you said, you're more of an edible person than even smoking or anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
I don't like smoking anything really, because I have allergies, so smoking messes with my allergies. So I'm not really a smoker.
Wow. So what do you say to the woman, especially that's afraid to maybe try this and venture out? I would say that your products are probably an amazing place to start because they're luxurious and, it's about wellness and self-care.
I would say someone who is want to try cannabis and kind of like, I will start with CBD first because CBD is kind of like the safe version, or safer version, because you don't have the high feeling. For someone who wants to start off doing weed, I would say do edibles. I didn't really start my whole weed journey until I got in my 30s, which is kind of crazy because I went to a black school, and so at HBCU, it's weed everywhere, and like I don't know what happened. I didn't really dip and dabble like that in college, and then I got 30, and then I wanted to be a weed head. It's totally crazy. But yeah. I found what worked for me in edibles was that thing. And so that's what I do. So like you just kind of do it like small. You start off small first, and then you kind of like, oh, okay, this kind of like, figure out what strain works for you, and then let's do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm excited about your products, and I can't wait to use some. I'm into oils. I'm feeling that bath bomb, that chocolate. Definitely when I get my next new boo, I'm gonna have to get some of that chocolate, buy some of that so that I can just try it out and just see. But yeah, I'm very happy, and it just makes me feel good to see so many Black female entrepreneurs in particular. Once again, this is not against the guys. Everybody knows that I'm a guy's girl. I ride or die for the men in my life. But especially when it comes to the cannabis industry, this is something that's not traditional for women to be involved in, and especially Black women. Mm-hmm. So that's why this show in particular was really focused on, putting the spotlight on women like you and Sheena and Tammy, that are making strides in this industry and doing amazing things. I'm very happy for you. And like I said, this is gonna do nothing more but enhance the sexual business that you already have. So I think this is very genius, like for you to do this. This is awesome.
Thank you.
So how do people contact you? They can go to the website botanicals.com.
Yes.
Right.
So you can go to botanicals.com or go to sexwithashley.com. It's on there. Everything linked with me it has botanicals attached to it, so you can find me on either platform or either website.
Yeah, and I saw you interviewed. I didn't get to watch it, but you interviewed Zane. She's actually on my bucket list, and to eventually be able to get to her and interview her. But I see that you're doing all kind of other things in the media and expanding your business. So kudos to you, and may you have continued success with that.
Thank you.
I love it I love your energy, and I love when you come on my show and share your expertise. We got to figure out what we're going to talk about next time, something naughty when you come on and teach us.
Yes, and then hopefully after this like quarantine and whatever is going on in the world is over, like maybe one day we can like do something in person.
Girl, you got to come to Chicago.
I'm in Chicago. Let me just say again.
It's first of all, Sex with Ashley, baby. If you come to Chicago, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be a party. Yeah, and then especially since some of the other even sex experts that I have on, like Tazim and others, they are here in Chicago, so I can Tazim is here, so I can see y'all getting together and doing something. I just want to be a fly on the wall and be nosy and see what's going on in the room.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Ashley, for coming on. You all please support Ashley. Like she said, she's one of probably the only few Black women that is has this type of sexual wellness business within the whole CBD space. So go to her website at bedtanicles.com. Check her out, and definitely go to sexwithashley.com if you need to learn how to perform fellatio or suck on some dick, however you want to say it, and you want to enhance your skills. Let Ashley, she does private coaching. Damn. What else can you ask for? Private coach.
I am like, I told someone, I am like, I want to be like your favorite sex blogger. I do it all. Yes. Anything, so Ashley is like the one-stop shop. You want to learn about toys? I got you. Learn about different sex position, different sexual things. I got you. You want to look at videos? I got you. So Sex with Ashley is like your favorite sex blog you didn't know you need.
Yeah, I know I need it because I definitely need some enhancements. And and even for those of y'all out there that like, I'm a pro, I got it. There's always a new perspective and a new way and a new trick. Especially if you've been fucking the same man for 10 years. He knows her moves. It's time to throw some new shit up in there.
Yeah.
So let Ashley school you on some stuff and throw some new tricks in there. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ashley. And you have a great weekend. And I hope to see you soon. Hopefully you come back in June and we'll talk about something naughty.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye. Woo! I made it. I'm still here and I'm still alive. I'm in love with Mary Jane. She is my main thing. She makes me feel all right. She makes my heart sing. Y'all like that growl? That was the Beyonce. And when I'm feeling something, she's something to my nice man in something. Take me to paradise. Yeah. Ooh, love that Mary Jane. Mary Jane. That song was the jam. Now I can relate. I never knew what Mary Jane was about as a child. I thought a bitch named Mary Jane made him say he scat on a song and try to sing jazz. I didn't know. Who knew that Mary Jane was about something else? But I'm not going to use marijuana anymore. Just the same way I'm not going to support teams with Native American mascots. Marijuana is just as racist as, so we got to stop saying it. Most of y'all probably don't even say marijuana no more, but I'd say it because I'm stuck in the 70s. So yeah, Mary Jane. I love that Mary Jane. Yeah. Woo, woo, woo. Zee-ba-dee-ba. Do y'all know what he's saying? With that being said, I'm about to fuck up these tortilla chips I done bought from the Mexican restaurant. This is important. Tip your stripper. Tip Miss Pound Cakes. If I've entertained you and you've had a good time tonight, throw me $1. I take singles. I ain't one of the bitches that don't take singles. I take them. I miss you, Mary Jane. Don't you play no game? Yeah. Do. Mary Jane. Yeah. Listen. Thank you to Asabi with Mary Jane edibles. Gave me vegan cookies. Oh, I'm so glad y'all told me don't eat the whole cookie. Do you know y'all would have turned on Channel 9 News, and right after the COVID report, they would have been like, in other news, in Auburn Gresham, motherfuckers be like, oh, another shooting. Plus size comedian Erica Watson got fucked up, ate a whole bag of vegan infused with some weed cookies. And that bitch is running down Halsted butt ass naked with a fucking pink hat on. Yeah, that's what y'all would have said, but I'm so happy somebody told me. And she gave me this sorbet too, right? So show love to my girl Asabi and Mary Jane edibles. Let me see the information. Woo, 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 woo. Mary Jane. I love it. Zibby dib, summer zibby zibby zibby. Mary Jane. Don't you play no game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going to listen to that song when I leave here. I want to give y'all the information again for Asabi. We got to show her love. Because she gave me an edible and I ate it. Well, it's called an edible, so you got to eat it. I don't know if I'll ever do this again, but shout out, that is Edibles by Mary Jane. Mary is what I, and the edibles has 4 S's. Much love to Tammy Pettigrew, who is the Cannabis Cutie. Make sure y'all check her out. CannabisCutie.com. Special thanks to Sheena Roberson from Cannabis Noir. Make sure you all check out her website, cannabisnoir.com. And then thank you, Ashley, from the wellness company Sex with Ashley and bedtanicals.com. Okay. And Chef Megon D, she's a cannabis chef based out in LA. She was supposed to be on the show tonight. She owns Oracle Infused Wellness, and she and I kind of miscommunicated on the time difference because she's in LA and I'm in Chicago. You know, that means something. Yeah, so that's fucked up. But I fucked up the time, but she'll be back, and we definitely gonna talk to her about her food and everything she does. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Tune in tomorrow on my Saturday night show. You know, Saturday nights on my nasty, sexy show. Taking a different turn. For tomorrow's show, we're interviewing sexy vegans. I know everybody thinks that vegans are just tree huggers that wear Birkenstocks and you know, eat grass and other shit. But it's some vegans out here that's popping. They're very, very sexy. As a matter of fact, the way my life is going right now, there is nothing sexier than a man that is gluten-free and plant-based. I want plant-based penis and gluten-free dick. There you go. That's what I want from now on, because their mind is censored and they're healthy and they roll with a different attitude. These motherfuckers that eat meat got attitude problems. Please, the meat community, don't try to sue me like you sued Oprah. I ain't got shit. Remember when the motherfuckers that make beef tried to sue Oprah? Mary Jane, hey, I love it just the same. Mary Jane, ooh, oh, oh, zip, 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 zip. Woo! Tomorrow night, Nightcap with Erica, sexy vegans. And we got 3 plus size sexy vegans, Teslin, Tamika, and Surgily. So we're gonna try that out. All right. I love y'all. Let me put my thing back up. Yes, tip your stripper, Miss Poundcake's Cash App. And show me some love. I love y'all. Have a good night. And I'm about to fuck up these chips and salsa. If you're a close friend of mine, don't call me yet. I know y'all gonna call me after the show. Bitch, you was singing Mary Jane, embarrassing yourself. I don't want to hear it right now. Just wait till I eat these chips and then you can call me. And give me about 30 minutes because I'm gonna fuck these chips up. I love y'all. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Wait, I gotta put my sign out music on. Oh God. Salute to the edibles. It's Erica from the south side of the Chi, and I just completed the 2020 census. If you're not counted in, you'll be counted out. And I don't know about you, baby, but I want to be in, not out. What are you waiting for? Take the census. Go to 2020census.gov.